Greetings, patriots, starseeds, light workers, and of course our brave military. Welcome to 1776 United, and we're in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, this video, I'd like to talk about money and gold and whatever else skims into my head at this wee hours of the day, night, whatever it is. If you have a passport, what you can do is carry it with you, and if you go into any store, you can, when you go to pay, you can say, I'm tax exempt, and they will say, of course, what is your company name or what's your incorporation, and you'll open up your passport and say it's, John Doe, which is the name on your passport, and then they'll say, do you have a number? Then you'll look at the back of the passport and you'll see a registration number there. And then that's the number you give them. You are a corporation. Your straw man is the corporation. Okay. Male or female, doesn't matter. And your corporate name is the name that's on your passport. Okay. Now, I know it sounds confusing for a lot of people, but we got to play our own game against their system. They've used us as a straw man to collect money off of us as a corporation. So you and we can fight back by using that corporation to have tax exemption and all these other perks along with paying bills and whatever else. Use it. Use your name, your straw man name, and use your that registry number that's on your passport as the numbered of the company or corporation that you hold, and let that straw man pay your bills. Take it with you. Try it out. Push it. Push the narrative. And the government, or wherever this money goes, will have to accept that as a form of payment, because they hold your fundamental and trust foundation money through your passport. They've got it all, and they know they've got it all. And what you're doing is you're telling them that you know that they got it all. Okay, got me? All right. Now, like I said before in my other video, gold is now approached $5,125 Canadian. That's quite substantial. So, you can get, like I said, for all you young folks with strong backs and want to get out into nature and, kind of go camping, and I recommend everybody do this, and get out there while there's still some summer. And like I know September 1st has already passed. That was the Labor Day, but we still have some pretty decent weather happening. And go out there and do some panning. Down in the Lower Mainland, it only snowed twice, 2 days last year. The rest of it was just rain. Now, but this is a perfect summer job for a lot of people. They go out there and they pick fruit and vegetables and all this other stuff. And that's a good job. And I guess it pays okay, but nothing pays like it is like gold is. There's going to be a gold bonanza or another gold fever happening just because gold is what the price is. I have to let everybody know that where I see this going, with Trump and everything that he's doing, it's not, the United States doesn't owe, $30 trillion. They're not in debt for $30 trillion. They're actually, if you look on the U.S. debt clock, if you look at everybody's, debt, per person that's in the States right now, along with their credit cards and everything else, they're $313 trillion. If you just scroll across, you'll see it's $313 trillion in debt. Now, they do have a couple of things that will offset that. But if you go with the the United States incorporated debt, which is $6 trillion plus the 313, I mean, that's pushing $360 trillion. And I think they might have like 100 trillion that they can get back from some other things, but that's still $200 trillion in debt. That's unsustainable. Nobody can dig their way out of it. So what Trump is going to do? Well, he has the capability and the will, and he probably will do this because he's a businessman. He will drive the gold prices up now that he has recovered and, basically confiscated all the money or all the gold and silver and other precious metals and paintings and huge assets from the cabal because it was taken illegally. And, Trump has to go with the executive orders based on, following the guidelines of the Constitution. So everything he's doing is doing it by the book, by the law of the order of the world, especially the American Constitution. So where I'm going at with this is that he has to inflate the price of gold now that he holds tons and tons and tons of it, but through this confiscation throughout the deep underground military dumps, the Vatican, Lords of London, out of the central 10 square block of the Buckingham Palace, and of course Washington D.C. How many trillions of tons of gold they stored there. And of course, at the Federal Reserve, saying that they had none or whatever. Now, we jump over to the Fort Knox, and Trump basically said, we should go do an audit on the Fort Knox. And then, of course, they did nothing. Well, what he was doing there was sending J.P. Morgan and all those other henchmen, Lehman Brothers and companies that were there, that stole the money or gold from Fort Knox. It basically put them on notice to say, hey, we're going to go look for it and see if it is there. And if it's not there, heads are going to roll. So, and then of course nothing was done. Well, what he did was he sent a message to them to say, you better put the shit back, rather than we come for you, because if we have to come for you and chase this thing down, you're all going to hang. So this is basically the message that he's doing. So he's kind of opening the door up for them to, return the gold, put it back on the shelves where it belongs. And, along with everything else that has been stolen, he's going to, take this gold and this huge, tons of assets that's there and, push the markets up, because the dollar will never in a snowball's hell of chance of anything happening with that fiat dollar is zero. And that will have to be crashed. And of course, they'll be replaced by the gold back, rainbow currency, whatever they want to call it. It'll be the U.S. Treasury note that's going to be coming back, and it'll all be gold back. So they'll print the new gold back currency of the United States Treasury note, and use all the gold that has been confiscated, and he'll drive the gold from 5,000 Canadian to 15 or 20,000 Canadian, so that he can be much easier for him and the world to pay off this old debt, because they want to get rid of it all and start fresh. So you can expect the gold prices to jump to that. And of course, all the other precious metals will jump to that as well. I'm seeing the platinum is starting to definitely bounce over $1,400 now. And of course, silver's, pushing about $62 now, Canadian. What does that mean? It means that there's 4 precious metals that are on the stock exchange, or what they call the metal exchange. And those 4, and of course, there is many more, metals that are there, but they're not considered in the precious metal category. Okay. But those 4, which is gold, sitting at 5,125, silver sitting at, and this is all Canadian dollars, 5,125 for the gold per ounce. Silver's at $62 per ounce, and platinum is sitting at about $1,420 per ounce, and palladium is sitting around $1,170 per ounce. Okay. So it gives everybody a chance to, if you want to invest in the big metal, which is, very expensive for a lot of people. But like I said before, you can go out and take your motorhome out, or go, some camping gear, or even a tent, and take your family out for the weekend, and, go buy some gold pans, or, gold panning is quite easy. It's, it doesn't take much to do it. A shovel and a pan, and, just learn, take yourself a crash course and learn through YouTube, or even on TikTok, or whatever you want. And, they will show you how it's done, and see what you can come up with. Talk about fun, eh? And making money at that point. I mean, like I said, when I did it, many years ago, gold was only sitting at, $1,200 or $1,300 an ounce. And I remember even times where it dropped below the $1,000 mark per ounce. That was like, it's just like, it was hardly not even worth doing, because you'd have to work so hard to get that ounce. And if you had to put, 2 or 3, 4 days or 5 days in getting it, was it really paying itself off? Now, it was good for a hobby, and that's what people should still treat it as. But, look at it now, for the Canadians, because, and I'm going to tell you something, gold is absolutely everywhere. It's not something that's scarce. It's not something that's hidden. All you have to do is dig it up and separate it from the mud. That's all you have to do. And it's quite easy to do that. Gold is heavy, and it will drop to the bottom. So if you do the swishing in the pan, automatically that stuff goes to the bottom, and you eventually will get very, very good at it. Now, I have gold nuggets. I've only got little wee guys. They're just little wee nuggets like that. They're maybe about 8 or 9, 10 of them or whatever. But that's $12,000. Just in, those little nuggets, they're $12,000. So if you buy or find one little nugget or 2 little nuggets, or something like the size of your fingernail, that's a $10,000 gem. So it's getting to the point where they're just as, gold is just as pricey as diamonds are. So I would say take your advantage of this, and go out and, get out into the country, go get grounded on some, beautiful ground with your bare feet, and, touch your trees, touch the trees and get grounded through that, and just be healthy, and enjoy what God has given us, and maybe go pick up some money. And remember, doing this, and, in Canada, especially, nobody's going to stop you. There's no, saying that, it's, you're panning for gold. It's recreational. It's just a hobby, recreational fun. And, all they can do is, if the ranger come along and say, well, you can't do that. And you'll say, well, show me a law where it says I'm not allowed to go out and gold pan in my own country, for a hobby. Show me. And that'll usually put them back on their heels. We all have to fight back. So, I don't want to hear any excuse of anybody sitting around having no money. Gold is all around you. All you have to do is go out there and look for it. most people in Canada live beside a creek. So, go find a gold pass and start making some money, folks. This is what it's all about, right? I'm going to go do it. I'm maybe, like it says, I'm pretty busy right now and I really don't need it. I mean, I don't need the money. I've got, I have my, I'm all set up already because I, put all this together some years ago and I seen all this horseshit coming. But, we have some really, really good times coming and, I want everybody to be excited about what is coming, instead of focusing on, the shithole that we're in now. Okay. Anyways, my time is up and we will see you on the